What's up, people? So last Sunday I played a bunch of tournaments and didn't have much success at all. Actually, probably lost like a few hundred. But I went. I actually won the $7.70 nightly lucky 777 on WSOP. And it's just pretty much the smallest tournament I played, but I got a lot of good content and. I made sure I recorded that because the last time I went deep, I was pretty frustrated because I had a bad day on a Sunday a couple weeks ago. And the last tournament I bought into was a $10 mystery bounty, and I was pretty much already like checked out of playing poker tournaments and was like hardly even paying attention to this tournament because I lost all the big tournaments I was playing in, like the $100 buy-ins and whatnot. And I ended up going all the way. And I was a short stack too, which is very similar to this tournament today. I ended up going all the way and winning the whole tournament. And as crazy as it is, there was one $600 mystery bounty in that tournament, and either I had it or the guy that I beat heads up had the $600 mystery bounty because I got it when I won the whole tournament. So I won the tournament outright, which was like $600 plus the mystery bounty was $600. And I posted a short YouTube video of that on my channel of finishing off that tournament and winning that. So I didn't get any. I didn't stream it, and I didn't get any content on that because I was like like I said, I was pretty much checked out of being frustrated, losing all my tournaments, getting typical poker day. So this time I'm already done with all my tournaments, and I fired up this $7 tournament, and this is the tournament in the upper left hand corner. It's at the final table bubble, I'm 7 out of 9. And these other two tournaments, it's a $100 mystery bounty that starts late at night around 9 o'clock on WSOP. And then there was a $50 or $25 buy-in turbo tournament. So got some extra content, but eventually I'll narrow down to just this tournament. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing the footage. And
all right, King Queen, you got me.
All right, so King Queen. Four-handed, I only have, less than 10 big blinds, so that's going to be a shove every single time. And I want to point out in this tournament right here that the average stack is probably only like 14 big blinds. And a lot of these small tournaments, for one, they don't give you a good structure on small tournaments, so that's something to consider. And the other part of it is, a lot of people are not going to play their short stacks properly. They're not going to be aggressive enough. They're not going to get their money in. And they're probably not going to re-steal over the top of people, when they got probably 17 to 25 big blind stacks. Things like that are going to push you deeper into tournaments. They're probably not fundamentally doing. So I kind of hung around in this tournament, and I didn't build up a big chip stack until there was like 5 or 6 left. And that's when I doubled up, and pretty much from there I was just able to control the table. So that's really a lot of the what I want to point out. Sorry, let me mute the actually. So this kind of gives you a breakdown right here. I'm in 6th place out of 9 people. All right, so I got 4 tables going now, and so if you notice, just going over some of these other tables. These are the 2 tournaments. This is the same tournament right here. I open up, and when I get down to the final 2 tables, I will open up the other table just to see what the guys are doing, who's aggressive, and this was like a really lucky scenario for everyone at this table. If you look here, and this doesn't happen often, but nobody at this table is over 130,000. This guy's the big stack, and he only has 10 big blinds. But this other table, they got 2 stacks over 500,000, and then the other 3 stacks are over 230,000. So, I mean, these guys really just got unlucky. If one of these guys came over and they were a bigger stack with these smaller stacks, they could have really dominated the table. So that worked really well in my favor. That's just another thing. You know, when you play poker tournaments, you got to get lucky to win. Even if you play incredible, there's still going to be a lot of luck that comes into it. And that's having this layout was a big portion of that. So, and that's just kind of a rare thing that happens. But lucky for me, it did. I mean, I'm the absolute short stack right now in this tournament. All right, down in this bottom left-hand corner, this guy shoves on me. I'm actually glad he did that because now I got fold equity with my ace-8, which is a very vulnerable hand. But I could just shove them all in and win the whole pot right there. The blinds and antes. All right, so back to what I was saying about, you know, getting lucky in a poker tournament. It folds around to me four-handed. I got jack-8. I'm the smallest stack. Pretty much in a heads-up pot. I was just going to shove all in. I would increase my blinds if I have, like, I think I had 6 big blinds starting this hand. If I win that, I'm going to basically almost like a 15% increase to my stack, maybe even more than that. So I shove in. I end up making trip 8s, and so you know, lucky for me, the guy called with a7. That's all pretty standard. Actually, it's all completely standard. I would call with a7 in that situation every time. I would shove with jack-8, and you know, just an unfortunate run out. He was about a 60% favorite. So down here in this tournament, I have pocket 9s, and I think being out of position, or actually, no, excuse me. Looks like I was a pre-flop raiser there and ended up going to a 5-way pot. Let's see what happens here. So I get one of the better hands that you could possibly, flop rundown, excuse me, that you could possibly get with pocket 9s. So I'd like to check it behind. I mean, it's just because there's so many players. And 5 pairs, top pair, top card in the flop pairs. And I decided to bet it out. Now, this all happened a week ago, or 5 days ago. So, yeah, so this guy had 10-5 in the big blind, and he had trip 5s. I don't know if he was just trying to trap me here. I mean, I guess it would be a good situation to trap. He has a little less than the pot, so, I mean, he could have just shoved out of the big blind, and, I mean, it might not have looked like he had a 5. I'm not sure if I would have paid him off. I guess I would have been back in that situation, but, I mean, it could look like he was on a club draw. He could have had a 4-4 and opened at a straight draw, and then just decided to pile the river, thinking that you know, I probably had ace king, ace queen, and was just taking a stab at it. But he checks, and I check behind, and he has trip 5s. I mean, I think that he probably should just value bet that. You know, he should understand. In a multi-way pot like that, even if I have pocket aces, I might not, pre-flop raiser might not always bet that out simply because there's so many people in the hand that, you know, you don't want to control the pot. You don't want to, in a multi-way pot like that, just get stacked with like top pair. So he should have just went for like small value. I would have paid off like 2,500 or something like that pretty easily. I might have even called a shove, but, you know, he tried to trap, and I just checked behind, so, you know, that's fine. But over here at this tournament, I got ace-king. I'm certain I'm just going to ship it all in. There's $24,750 pre-flop, so pretty much going to increase my stack a decent amount by just winning the blinds and antes, and given the effective, I mean, the effective stack is 92,000. So, I mean, the only real play is just to shove all in. You don't want to get too cute and try to trap with ace-king here. But, So shove all in. I'm not sure if anyone calls me or not. Again, this was 5 days ago when this recording happened. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here and try to keep these videos under 15 minutes or so. All right, so previous hand, I was in the small blind, king four suited. The guy shoved on me, and I just decided to fold. Of course, if it was folded to me, I'd have went all in with the king four suited. And just like I'm going to go all in here with this queen nine, I'm certain. It's always better to be the a loose call is bad, a loose raise. I mean, not always good. They say loose call bad, loose raise good. I mean, it's not always the case, but typically, when you're shoving a hand like queen nine, you got to put them to the decision. So, I mean, they might have a lot of rag kings, maybe even queen 10, like better hands that you have that they may fold out. And you want to be in those situations where you're getting them to fold better hands to you just by being aggressive. And here in this situation, just kind of gambling on my queen high being able to get these guys to fold. And if they do call, I'm going to have some equity with a queen nine suited. So I shove all in. And he decides to call with ace king, and I end up making a flush on him. So that goes back to what I was saying about running pretty good. This was a final table bubble. All these hands are pretty standard. If you want to win a tournament and it comes to you, it folds to you on the button, and your two opponents and the blinds have like 5 big blinds, you got to be shoving queen nine on them every single time, especially in a final table bubble. He ran in. He had ace king, and that's going to happen now and then. But on a final table bubble where these guys are trying to make a final table, they're trying to get that one money pay jump. I mean, granted, this is only a $7 tournament, but it might be a big tournament for some people, and they may be inexperienced as far as knowing like what you're going to be doing as far as shoving pre-flop. So I was really just looking to steal the blinds in antes and ended up stacking the guy with ace king. And that busted the table. So now we're down to the final table over here. All right, so we can speed up a little bit. All right, so actually rewind this a tad bit, and then I'm going to start a new video. But I just want to go over, I think that, no, I'll just run this video for, all right, so every time I start a final table, I always look at the dynamic of the table, who has how many chips, where they are. So the three big stacks to my left, I have me covered. One big stack to my right, so a player I'm very familiar play with a lot. And then 3 stacks less than 10 big blinds. So, ideally with 239,000, I'm looking to, money's always relative in poker, but at 750, 15,000 blinds, I got 239,000. So I got less than 20 big blinds, about 17 or so. And with a stack like that, I'm looking to get my money in. Looking to re-steal, looking to, if it folds around to me on the button, if I just got like an ace high, I might just shove it all in. Small pocket pairs like 2 through 7, I might just shove it all in. The reason why I would shove it all in and not just make a standard raise is I don't really, with a hand that I want to maximize my fold equity, because those are speculative hands that almost everything they have will be, almost everything that they have will be like a coin flip to me, or I mean, they're not going to call, or they're not going to fold, a hand that I have that has me dominated. Like, they're not going to call like 7s, or they're not going to fold 7s or better, So I want to be able to maximize my fold equity and just steal the small pot with those hands when they have hands that would more than likely be like a coin flip to me, like suited connectors, or even just like 7-8 offsuit, that they're gonna fold immediately if I was to shove a small pocket pair in the button. But they might decide to make a re-raise all in on me. Just trying to bull, especially if they're like one of these huge stacks like this player over here with 550,000. So I don't want to allow that to happen. That's why I'll make an overshove like that. It's pretty standard. I would think that most tournament players are using that same logic, because you wanna survive as long as you can, and especially with these three smaller stacks. I want to make sure some of these guys bust first, so I wouldn't get queued and try to like trap people with even like ace king type hands in those situations. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video off right now, and I'm gonna start over fresh with a second part of this video with the final table, and these other two tournaments are going as well. Give it a little analysis on those, and all right, so I'm gonna come back with part 2 of this.